Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We are going to be going through Betraying the City by Francis Imbuga. Kindly subscribe, share, like and comment. We are going to start with Act 1, but before that, let's see what this book is all about. Betrayal in the City reflects the political, cultural, and personal betrayal witnessed in the fictitious state of Kafira. Boss, the head of state, works alongside other strong cronies and scoffers like Mulidi, Tumbo, Kabito, and Nicodemo to let down their citizens through abuse of power, negligence of duty, senseless killings, and inefficiency to create a nation of hopelessness, corruption, and disregard to the local citizens. Hence betrayal in the nation of Kafira. The government is run by scandalous and corrupt leaders, and under whose leadership the hopes of independence for the people of Kafira are dashed. Betrayal in the city is characterized by all sorts of ills in society, namely murder, misrule, tribalism, nepotism, corruption, high-handedness, inefficiency, incompetence, and a general atmosphere of rebellion and defiance. As the title suggests, betrayal breeds suspicion and intolerance, and this creates a highly unstable environment for decent and safe living. One cannot safely determine who to trust with information, hence the general feeling of betrayal among the people. After having known what betrayal in the city is all about, let's summarize Act 1. Scene 1. The scene is at grave surrounded by dry thorny branches. It is early morning. Doga and Nina are next to the grave of their late son, Adika, who was murdered. Doga suspects that their son, his murderer, lives among them. His suspicion arises from the smell of petrol at the site and the fact that he does not have any mental illness that would make him need any rehabilitation. Therefore, he sarcastically tells Askari that he is truly grateful and that he did not know they took such pains. It is apparent that Mosese has decided to remain silent because silence can, as always, be a weapon, but should he be so, the prison's authorities will demand an explanation as to what is he keeping quiet about. It is not surprising that the prison authorities don't entertain prisoners asking questions. Askari informs Mosese that Jasper has been released from jail but has nothing to go back to since his parents were found dead in their hut. When Jerry and Mosese are left alone, Jerry informs Mosese of the events of the previous night, where he and his cellmate decided to play Pilate and Jesus. According to Jerry, Pilate had humiliated Jesus by stripping him and caning him on the buttocks. Therefore, Jerry's co-actor cried out after receiving the canes, alerting the prison authorities, who moved Jerry to the cell where Mosese was after stripping him and caning him. The two cellmates, Jerry and Mosese, take time to know each other. Mosese tells Jerry how he ended up in prison. He had attended Adika's funeral, where he saw firsthand the oppression by the political elite. He couldn't keep quiet, so after telling the politicians his mind, he was arrested and charged with trumped up charges of possessing drugs. He changes his name because the person who implicated him with the drugs shared a name with him. We learn of the regime's way of silencing dissenting voices through the experiences of inmates. Mosese has been informed by Askari to cooperate in the performance of a play organized for a visiting head of state, and in return, he might be among the 600 prisoners who are to be released. He doesn't want to do this, as acting in the play means kneeling in front of boss and pleading for mercy, yet he's not guilty. Prisoners are also denied food, and only the ones who show signs of cooperating with prison authorities are allowed privileges. This is evident when Askari brings a mug of tea. The citizens of Kafira had been waiting for the kingdom for years, and at last they were told had come. According to Mosese, it was an illusion. He wonders how many people had seen the kingdom and what color it is. Mosese is disillusioned. He says they have killed their past and were busy killing the future, and reject the request to participate in the play. Then let's go to scene 3. Jasper stealthily enters Regina's room without her notice and scares her. He is in his red academic, and this heints Regina's anger at him. She requests him to rest, but he says he can't rest because the death of his whole family is in his mind. Apart from Adika, Nina and Doga were murdered in exchange for Jasper's release. He says that he will get his revenge someday. Jasper was among the university students who protest on the streets, and as they did this, people shouted abusive words at them, in addition to telling that they were wasting time with the protests. It is also apparent that the government will not allow Adika's photograph to be printed in the newspapers. Regina would be happy if Jasper was to keep off from the trouble with the authorities. She tells him that she has only him and Mosese left in the world, and if anything went wrong, they would also be wiped out. Jasper insists that they have to talk of the masses that have no voices. Regina tells Jasper of the scheduled visits to Kafira by a certain head of state. If this is to happen, then there will be 3 days holiday for all, in addition to the prisoners being released to mark the occasion. She has a letter from Tumbo, who is Boss, his right-hand man. In it, Boss has promised to facilitate the release of Mosese. This does not go down well with Jasper, who can read the mischief in the act, but who nevertheless promises to beat him at his own game. Tumbo, a fat, overconfident man, enters the house. He notices through Jasper's dressing that he is among the university students who are being known for rioting. Tumbo is already familiar with Jasper's name, which was signed against a student prayer that was all about asking God to help them drop their Christian names. Tumbo warns him that if the prayer by any chances suggested changing names, Jasper would be behind bars. Jasper sarcastically wonders why this would be the case, yet since change of names was an item number 3 in the new development plan. Furthermore, Boss himself has substituted his Christian name to something that no one could pronounce. Tumbo defends Boss by saying that a leader requires a mysterious name that the common tongues will bleed trying to pronounce. This is a pointer to Tumbo's sycophantic nature. Tumbo revisits the issue of the visit by a certain head of state to Kafira. He learns from Regina that Jasper writes plays, and since they require a one-act play for the entertainment, he concludes that Jasper can write one for the occasion. Then Tumbo says that he would have written one himself, but being a socialist, he thought of extending the opportunity to others to show them light, to eat and let eat. From their talk, we learn that Boss is a fearful and insecure man who has let advisors rule Kafira while pretending to be tough. He's hated by his own guts, who will not talk about it. The worst of these advisors is his cousin Molidi, who has been rewarded with a large farm for his services to the nation and courts. Boss is said to be of short temper and has a weakness for women. When Jasper is back from buying drinks, the three talked about the idea of writing a play for the entertainment of the visiting head of state. Tumbo would be glad if Jasper wrote the intended play that would highlight the achievements the country has made. Money has been set aside for a playwriting competition now that he knows what play ought to be organized. He declares Jasper the winner of that competition and informs him that he and his sister would be given a third of the money that was to finance the competition, and that Jasper would be given his prize money once the result of the competition are made public. Jasper is to write the play and ensure that the words progress and achievements appear on every other page. After Tumbo and Regina leave, Jasper reminds the audience that he holds the fruits of independence. We get them second hand. So, thank you for listening to Act 1. Let's go ahead and listen to Act 2 in my next video. Kindly subscribe, share, like, and comment. And in Act 2, I will be giving you some themes that we see in Betrayal in the City. Thank you.